The morning air tasted like jasmine. Saturday, late June, the kind of Portland morning that makes you forget the 9 months of rain. I sat on our back deck with coffee, watching hummingbirds fight over the feeder Claire had hung last spring. 42 years of marriage. You'd think after that long, you'd know someone completely. Every habit, every expression, every truth and lie. You'd be wrong. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Mr. Harrison, this is Andrea Mills. I photographed your wife's birthday party Thursday. I need you to see something. It's important. Please call me as soon as possible. I stared at the text. The party had been perfect. Claire's 65th birthday. Our backyard transformed with string lights and catered food. 50 guests. She'd been radiant in that blue dress, laughing, dancing, the center of attention she deserved. What could possibly be important about the photographs? I called the number. Mr. Harrison. Andrea's voice was strained. I was editing photos and noticed something in the background. Something you need to see before I deliver the album. What kind of something? I can't explain over the phone. Can you come to my studio this morning? Alone. Please don't mention this to your wife yet. That last part sent ice through my chest. Why not? Please. Just come. 10 a.m. I'm at 4th and Morrison downtown. She hung up. Inside, Claire was making her Saturday smoothie. Same routine for 15 years. Kale, banana, almond butter. Health-conscious Claire, who looked 10 years younger than 65. David, her voice floated through the screen door. I'm making enough for both of us. Be right there. I called back, but I sat looking at Andrea's text. Don't mention this to your wife yet. Why not? I kissed Claire's cheek, accepted the smoothie, made small talk about the party. It was perfect, she said, eyes bright. I can't wait to see the photos. Something in her expression held too long, a slight tension around her smile. Or maybe I was imagining it. I need to run downtown this morning, I said. Hardware store. Gate hinge is sticking. On Saturday morning? She raised an eyebrow. Can't wait until Monday? I shrugged. Bothering me. She kissed my forehead. You and your projects. I'll be at yoga until noon. Love you. I watched her leave 20 minutes later. Yoga mat under her arm, backing her Prius out of the driveway. She waved. Then I grabbed my keys. Andrea's studio was a converted warehouse. Exposed brick, industrial windows. She buzzed me in immediately. Mr. Harrison, thank you for coming. She was maybe 35, dark hair pulled back, clearly uncomfortable. We walked to an editing room dominated by large monitors. I want to show you something. She pulled up an image. Claire at the party, mid-laugh, surrounded by friends. Beautiful shot. This is what everyone sees. It's a great photo. But photography isn't just about what's in focus. She zoomed out. It's about everything in the frame. She opened another image. Same moment, wider angle. Claire in the foreground, still laughing. But behind her, through the kitchen window, barely visible, my stomach dropped. That's Claire, I said slowly. In the kitchen, but she's also in the foreground. Look closer at the timestamp. Andrea pulled up the metadata. 8:47 p.m. The woman in the foreground is definitely your wife. But the woman in the kitchen, she zoomed in. Claire, unmistakably Claire. Same blue dress, same hairstyle. In our kitchen, pressed against a man in a dark suit, his hands on her waist, her arms around his neck. Kissing, not friendly, intimate, the way married people kiss. That's impossible, I whispered. She was outside the whole night. I thought the same thing. Andrea pulled up a series of images. 8:43, your wife is greeting guests. 8:45, she's talking to someone by the drinks table. 8:47, this shot, she's both outside and inside through the window. How? Because that's not your wife inside. Look at the man. She zoomed in on his face. My son-in-law, Marcus. My daughter Jennifer's husband. Your daughter, Andrea said quietly. Where was she at 8:47? The photo showed Jennifer, my only child, standing 20 feet away, watching the kitchen window with an expression I'd never seen before. Cold, calculating, satisfied. Andrea pulled up more images. 6:15 p.m., before most guests arrived. The image showed two women in our upstairs bathroom. Identical blue dresses, identical hairstyles, standing side by side. Claire and someone else. Someone who looked exactly like her. There were two women dressed as your wife at the party, Andrea said. I didn't realize until I noticed inconsistencies. The ring. She pointed. Wedding band here. No ring here. Ring again. No ring. They were switching places all night. Who? I don't know, but your daughter does. She showed me another image. Jennifer, earlier, touching the shoulder of the second Claire, whispering, both smiling. I sat down hard. Marcus, investment advisor, smooth talker. He'd convinced me to move my retirement accounts to his firm 2 years ago. $1.2 million. 40 years of careful saving. I need copies of everything, I said. Andrea handed me a thumb drive. It's all here. Every photo. Full resolution with metadata. Mr. Harrison, you should probably talk to a lawyer before you talk to your wife. I took the drive. How much do I owe you? $1,500, but I wrote her a check for $2,000. For your integrity. Thank you, Andrea. The drive home took forever. 2 Claires at the party. Marcus kissing one of them. Jennifer watching with cold satisfaction. Why? I pulled into our driveway at 11:30. Claire's car wasn't back yet. I had 30 minutes. I went to my home office, locked the door, pulled up our financial accounts. The retirement account Marcus managed showed $1.2 million. Last statement dated 3 weeks ago. Everything looked normal, but I hadn't verified in months. Just trusted the quarterly statements Marcus sent. I called the investment firm directly. I'd like to verify my current balance, I said. One moment, please. Hold music. Then, Mr. Harrison, I'm showing your account was closed on May 15th. Full liquidation. The room tilted. I didn't authorize that. The request came through your financial advisor, Marcus Bennett, using the power of attorney on file. What power of attorney? The document you sign when opening the account. Standard authorization allowing your advisor to execute trades and withdrawals. I'd signed something. Marcus said it was routine paperwork. Where did the money go? I'm not authorized to provide those details over the phone. You'll need to come into the office with identification. Send everything. Every transaction. Every document. Immediately. I hung up. $1.2 million. Gone. The front door opened downstairs. David, are you home? Claire's voice. Cheerful. Normal. Which Claire? I walked downstairs. She stood in our entryway, yoga mat under her arm, smiling with familiar warmth. How was yoga? Wonderful. Hot yoga today. I'm drenched. She kissed my cheek. Did you fix the gate? Hardware store was crowded. I'll go back Monday. She headed toward the kitchen. I'm making lunch. Quinoa salad. Want some? Sure. I watched her move through our kitchen. The same kitchen where Marcus had kissed someone who looked exactly like her 2 nights ago. But was it her? Claire, I said carefully, did you have fun at your party? She turned, smiled. Best birthday ever. Do you remember what time you went inside? Her smile flickered. Inside? I don't think I did. I stayed outside most of the night. Why? Just wondering. Thought I saw you through the window. You probably saw Jennifer. People say we look alike from certain angles. She turned back to chopping vegetables. We were both wearing blue. Easy to confuse. But Jennifer was shorter. Kovia. They didn't look that alike. Unless Jennifer was wearing padding. A wig. Makeup applied to mimic her mother's features. Unless this had been planned. My phone buzzed. Text from Jennifer. Hi, Dad. Can Marcus and I come over for dinner tonight? Want to discuss something important. I typed back. Sure. 6 p.m.? Perfect. Love you. Claire was watching me. Who was that? Jennifer. She and Marcus won't come for dinner. Oh, wonderful. Too bright. I'll make my lasagna. Marcus loves my lasagna. Claire, I said slowly, do you have a sister? She froze, knife hovering over the cutting board. What? A sister? Do you have one? David, you know I'm an only child. Where is this coming from? Just curious. You never talk about your family. Because they're all gone. My parents died 20 years ago. You know this. She turned to face me. Are you feeling all right? I'm fine. Just thinking about the party. About family. Her eyes held mine, searching. Then she smiled. Well, we'll have family dinner tonight. Now go relax. I went back to my office. Pulled up a search. Claire Mitchell Portland, Oregon siblings. Claire had told me for 42 years she was an only child. Parents dead, no extended family. But what if that was a lie? I searched obituaries. Found her parents. Richard and Margaret Mitchell died 2003. Survived by daughters Claire and Diane. 2 daughters, not one. I found a wedding announcement from 1982. Claire, Mitchell marries David Harrison. Maid of honor, Diane Mitchell. Photos, me in my tuxedo. Claire in her wedding dress. And beside her, another woman. Identical. Twin sister. I'd forgotten. No, I'd never known. The wedding photos Claire had shown me over the years had Diane cropped out, edited away, erased. Who was Diane? I whispered. My phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Harrison, this is Robert Chin from Pacific Legal Partners. Andrea Mills contacted me. She thought you might need legal representation. I have an opening at 2 p.m. today. I'll be there. If this story is resonating with you, if you've ever felt the weight of discovering that the people closest to you are hiding unimaginable secrets, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Wilken Vengeance. Comment below and tell us where you're watching from. And if you're comfortable, share your own story. Sometimes knowing we're not alone in these experiences is the only thing that gets us through them. Your story matters. Robert Chen's office was downtown, 15th floor. He was 50s, sharp suit, sharper eyes. I laid everything out. The photographs, the missing retirement money, the twin sister I'd never known existed. He listened without interrupting. Pulled up information on his computer. Marcus Bennett. He said finally, currently under investigation by the State Securities Board for unauthorized withdrawals from 3 client accounts. He's done this before? Allegedly. There's a pattern. He gains access through power of attorney agreements, makes small withdrawals, then liquidates and moves money offshore. And my wife... Chen's expression darkened. Have you noticed changes in your wife's behavior over the past year? Different routines, unexplained absences? I thought about it. She started yoga 18 months ago. Never did it before. Suddenly 5 times a week. Marathon training. More time with Jennifer. Girls' weekends, shopping trips. Where? Eugene usually. Seattle. Jennifer lives in Eugene. And you never went along? They said it was mother-daughter time. Chen nodded slowly. Mr. Harrison, based on these photographs, I believe your daughter and son-in-law have been running an identity swap con. Your wife and her twin sister have been switching places, slowly replacing your wife with her sister over 18 months. That's insane. Is it? Marathon training. Yoga. Ways to explain physical differences. The girls' weekends, time to coordinate. Teach Diane your routines, your habits, your life. I felt sick. Why? What other assets do you have? The house, worth about $800,000. Life insurance, $500,000. My engineering firm, probably $1.5 million if sold. Community property state. In divorce, she gets half. But if you died... He paused. Life insurance goes to the beneficiary. We need to act fast. Change all beneficiaries. File for legal separation. Go to the police. Jennifer is my daughter. Jennifer is participating in identity fraud and financial theft. She watched someone kiss her husband. She coordinated a twin swap. Mr. Harrison, She's not the daughter you think she is. I thought about the little girl who sat on my shoulders, who cried when I walked her down the aisle 2 years ago. When did I lose her? Probably when Marcus entered the picture. He married into your family to access your money. She's either a willing participant or another victim. How do I find out? We set a trap. Tonight's dinner. We record the conversation. Chin pulled out a small device. Recording pen. Oregon is one-party consent. Put this in your pocket. Let them talk. I took the pen. Until we know which woman you're living with, Chin said, don't eat or drink anything your wife prepares. Don't sleep in the same bed. And don't sign anything. I drove home in a daze. Claire, or Diane, was in the kitchen. Lasagna in the oven. The house smelled like home. There you are. She smiled. Where did you go? Just driving. Thinking. About our wedding day. Her smile faltered. That's a long time ago. Do you remember your maid of honor? She turned back to the counter. I didn't have one. Small wedding. I thought you had a sister. David. Her voice was sharp. I told you. Only child. Why do you keep asking? Because I found our wedding photo. The real one. With your twin sister standing beside you. She went completely still. Bread and knife in her hand. Where did you find that? Does it matter? Diane. Your twin. Where is she, Claire? She set down the knife carefully. Turned to face me. And smiled. But it wasn't Claire's smile. Too wide. Too cold. You weren't supposed to figure it out yet, she said. My heart hammered. Figure what out? That I'm not your wife. The world tilted. What? I'm Diane. She leaned against the counter. Claire's been gone for 3 months. Didn't you wonder why she seemed different? Where is she? Rehab facility in Nevada. Very private. Very expensive. Paid for with your retirement money. Thank you for that. Rehab for what? Pills. Pain medication. Started after her knee surgery. By January, she was taking 30 pills a day. Couldn't function. That's when Jennifer called me. Said there was an opportunity. Marcus. Smart man. Claire had a problem. You had money. And I had nothing. Divorced twice. Broke. Living in a trailer in Reno. Jennifer said, how would you like to be Claire for a while? Marcus explained the plan. Replace Claire slowly. Train me. Get access to everything. Then what? Originally, divorce. Take half. But Marcus had a better idea. She picked up the bread knife. Tested the edge. Life insurance pays better than divorce. I backed toward the door. The recording pen captured every word. You're insane. I'm practical. You're 67. Heart condition. You take medication. If you had a heart attack at dinner tonight, who would question it? Tragic. Poor Claire devastated. At least she'd have the life insurance. Jennifer would never. Jennifer wants her inheritance now, not in 20 years. Now, she has plans. Marcus has debts. And I have 42 years of watching my sister live the life that should have been mine. The front door opened. Mom? Dad? We're here. Jennifer's voice. Cheerful. Diane's smile widened. Showtime. Remember, you suspect nothing. Play your part, or I'll tell them you attacked me. Who will they believe? Jennifer appeared in the kitchen, Marcus behind her, both smiling. Something smells amazing. Jennifer hugged Diane. Your lasagna is the best, Mom. I watched my daughter embrace the woman who'd threatened to kill me. She knew. She had to know. We sat for dinner. Diane served lasagna. Poured wine. Played. Perfect hostess. Jennifer complimented the food. Marcus discussed golf. Normal family dinner. Except I didn't eat. Pushed food around. Sipped water. Dad, you're not eating. Jennifer frowned. Are you okay? Just not hungry. You need to keep your strength up, Diane said sweetly. At your age, you can't skip meals. Actually, Marcus said, we should discuss why we came tonight. Here it was. Jennifer and I have been thinking about your future. You're approaching 70. The business is stressful. We're worried about you. Worried how? That you're working too hard, Jennifer said. That you need to slow down. Let's help manage things. Manage things meaning? Sell the business. Marcus said smoothly. Transfer the house into a family trust. Let me handle all investments. That way, if anything happens, everything is organized. Claire would be taken care of. Jennifer would be secure. You want control of everything I own. Jennifer's expression hardened. Dad, that's not what this is. Isn't it? My retirement money is already gone. Marcus liquidated it without my knowledge. Now you want the house, the business, everything else. Silence. Marcus set down his glass carefully. Who told you about the account? The investment firm. That was unauthorized. They had no right. It's my money. Was my money. I stood. I know everything. The twin swap. The fake Claire. The plan to kill me and collect insurance money. Jennifer laughed. Dad, you sound paranoid. Maybe we should get you checked out. I'm recording this conversation. Every word. Marcus stood too. That's illegal. Oregon is one-party consent. And I've got you discussing fraud, identity theft, and conspiracy to commit murder. Diane's face went cold. You have nothing. I have photos from the party. You and Marcus kissing. Documentation of the liquidated account. Evidence of identity fraud. And now your confession on tape admitting you're not Claire. You can't prove I'm not her. DNA tests will. Birth certificates will. I backed toward the door. I'm going to the police. Jennifer, if Marcus manipulated you, say so now. This is your last chance. My daughter looked at me with cold eyes. You should have just sold the business when we asked nicely. Should have made this easy. So you did know. Of course I knew. It was my idea. Why take $1 million when we can take everything? You're my daughter. And you're a means to an end. Sorry, Dad. Nothing personal. I looked at them. Diane, who'd stolen my wife's life. Marcus, who'd stolen my money. Jennifer, who'd stolen my trust. Where is Claire? Where's my real wife? Nevada, Diane said. Desert Hope Rehabilitation Center. Under the name Diane Mitchell. Costs $12,000 a month. We keep paying as long as you cooperate. Stop paying. She gets released into the desert. Addicted to pills we made sure she still depends on. You're keeping her hostage. We're keeping her cared for. She's alive. Safe. Just not here. Because you're here instead. Because I deserve to be. She had everything. What did I get? 2 failed marriages. Poverty. She got lucky. I got screwed. Now it's my turn. I pulled out my phone. Dialed 911. Marcus lunged. Grabbed my wrist. Don't. You're assaulting me now? While I'm recording. He released me. 911, what's your emergency? I need police at 2847 Maple Street. Identity fraud, financial theft, and threats in my own home. Officers are on the way. Sirens in the distance. Jennifer stood. We should go. Sit down. My voice was hard. You're staying until police arrive. The sirens were louder, turning onto our street. Marcus pulled out his phone, started deleting things, covering tracks. But they couldn't destroy the recording, couldn't erase the photos, couldn't undo the money trail. 2 police cars pulled up, lights flashing. I opened the door. Thank you for coming. Officers separated us, took statements. I gave them the recording pen, the thumb drive, Chen's contact information. They arrested Marcus first. Outstanding warrant from the securities investigation. Then Diane, making terroristic threats. I'd recorded her discussing killing me. Jennifer they questioned for 3 hours. Then released. Not enough evidence yet. She looked at me as she left. I'll never forgive you for this. I'll live with that, I said. After everyone left, I sat in my kitchen alone. Lasagna on the table, untouched. Evidence of a family that never really existed. My phone rang. Robert Chun. I heard. Are you all right? Where's Claire? My real wife. I need to find her. Already on it. I contacted Desert Hope. She's there. But David, Her doctor said it's bad. She's not the woman you remember. I don't care. She's my wife. I'm bringing her home. Before we finish, I need to pause. If this story is touching something deep inside you, if you're seeing echoes of your own experiences or realizing that reality can be carefully constructed by those you trust, please don't just watch and move on. Subscribe to Wilken Vengeance. Turn on notifications. Share this video. And in the comments, tell me, have you ever discovered the unthinkable? Have you ever had to confront a truth that shattered everything? Your comments create a community of witnesses who refuse to let these truths be buried. I flew to Nevada the next day, drove 2 hours to a facility that looked more like a prison than a hospital. The doctor met me, Dr. Sarah Patel, addiction specialist. She showed me Claire's chart. They've been giving her pills, Dr. Patel explained, keeping her addicted, keeping her compliant. She thinks she's here voluntarily, doesn't realize she's being held. Can I see her? She won't recognize you. The medication, the conditioning, they've been systematic. They brought her to a visiting room. Gray walls, plastic chairs. Claire shuffled in. My wife of 42 years. But different, thinner, hollow-eyed, moving like someone decades older. She looked at me without recognition. Claire, I said softly, it's David. Do I know you? Yes. I'm your husband. My husband? She tested the words. I don't think I have a husband. You do. You have me. And I'm taking you home. Home. She started crying. I don't remember home. It took 2 weeks to get her released. 2 weeks of legal battles, medical evaluations, proving she was being held against her will. 2 weeks of visiting daily, talking to her, showing her photos of our life together. Slowly, pieces came back. Our wedding, our house, small memories breaking to the fog of medication and manipulation. The day I brought her home, she stood in our driveway looking at the house like seeing it for the first time. I lived here, she said. Not a question, a realization. You live here. This is home. She walked through slowly. Kitchen, living room, our bedroom, touching things, remembering. In our bedroom, she found a photo on the dresser. Our wedding day. Her eyes filled with tears. I remember this, she whispered. I remember you. It wasn't instant. Recovery never is. But over the next months, Claire came back piece by piece. The medication faded. The memories returned. The woman I'd married 42 years ago reappeared. Marcus was sentenced to 12 years for securities fraud and identity theft. Multiple victims came forward. He'd been running this con for years. Diane got 7 years for extortion, fraud, and making terroristic threats. Jennifer was eventually charged as an accomplice. The recording I'd made was damning. She took a plea deal. 3 years probation, restitution. She had to testify against Marcus and Diane. The day of her sentencing, she looked at me across the courtroom. I'm sorry, she mouthed. I nodded. But I didn't smile. Some betrayals are too deep for forgiveness. 6 months after bringing Claire home, we sat on our back deck. Morning coffee. Hummingbirds at the feeder. Jasmine in the air. Do you ever think about Diane? Claire asked quietly. Sometimes. She was my twin, my sister, and she hated me enough to steal my life. She was sick, broken. That's not your fault. I know, but I wonder if I'd been different, if I'd helped her more, if... Stop. I took her hand. You were a good sister. She made her choices. You don't own those. She squeezed my fingers. Thank you for finding me, for bringing me home. Always. We sat in the morning sunshine, watching birds, tasting jasmine, holding hands like newlyweds. 42 years of marriage. I'd almost lost it all to greed and deception, but I'd fought back, set traps, recorded confessions, protected what mattered, and now, finally I had my wife back. My real wife, my Claire. The house was ours again. The money, what we recovered, was protected, and the family we'd built had revealed its true nature. Sometimes the people you trust most are the ones who betray you deepest. But sometimes if you're lucky, if you're strong, if you refuse to give up, you get a second chance. I looked at Claire. She looked back and smiled. A real smile. Not Diane's cold imitation. Not a performance. Real. And that was worth everything.